the players have said. But at the end of the day, my opinion on it is that every man in this league is a grown man to have their opinion to do what they want to do. For us as a team, we focus on ourselves and what we can do as an organization. And, I think everybody on the team is vaccinated, if I'm not mistaken. And we all have families. I personally did it for my family. At the time I had one child, now I have two. My parents was coming around. I had people coming in and out of the house, working and things like that. Me traveling on the road. I just wanted to make sure I was always protecting my family, and that's first and foremost, and myself, and everyone else around me. And I feel like everyone on the team feels the same way.
You want to be able to not be compromised, in any way with extended absence for quarantines or exposure quarantines. They were costly last year to our group. Not every team in the league this year, has that luxury, but we do. And, there was a lot of conversations and education to get that done along the way. And, I'm super proud of our guys for making that commitment. And, hopefully we don't have some of those disruptions like we did last year.
I think everybody's decision and understanding vaccinations there is kind of their own personal and decision, and whatever guys want to do or whatever they don't want to do, and obviously the Lakers and guys are committed to vaccination. I think is good, for us.
I think everyone has their own choice to do what they feel is right for themselves and their family and things of that nature. I know that I was very skeptical about it all, but after doing my research and things of that nature, I felt like it was best suited for not only me but for my family and for my friends, and and that's why I decided to do it. So. But as far as I don't, you guys should know me. Anything that I talk about, I don't talk about other people and what they should do. I speak for me and for my family. And
speaking of LeBron, guys, a lot of folks say he's still the best player in the league, that the torch has not been passed yet. So that's where we go with this next debate. So after scoring the most points ever in a Game 7, has Kevin Durant, I'm looking at you, sir, officially passed LeBron James as the best player in the NBA right
Molly, not yet.
Okay.
He's got to win that chip. He got to win that championship. And they came up short, just like LeBron and the Lakers came up short this season. So LeBron still has the edge on those championship rings. So I would say not yet. But I tell you, I was just taken back. And I've never seen a guy perform like KD did in that Bucks series, and just like he was doing it from everywhere. So I was very impressed with KD. He's one of my favorite all-time players, and the way he can score, where he can score from, is just amazing. And I would say this, you know how the torch is being like this? Like
in the Olympics, the pass in the back, they got to work on that turn.
Yeah. And KD is like, got his arm out, waiting on it. And let me just bring this up.
LeBron turning.
Exactly.
That's
Let me just bring this up. It's just like Larry Bird and I, we were on the bus.
That's right.
We're on the bus.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No. You tell it. Nobody can tell it like you. That's exactly what I was doing. It's yours. Go ahead.
I had this
You make me mad now. So we're on the bus.
Right.
And Michael Jordan looks at me, looks at Larry, and says, "There's a new sheriff in town."
That's right. That's right. After practice.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I said, uh-oh.
Yeah, that's right.
He was right.
And he was right.
Yes, sir. And this KD is looking right now. Go ahead.
I've said this to Max on several occasions. So it's the first year KD arrived in Golden State.
Mm-hmm.
Previous year they had lost in Game 7, OKC, Golden State. They beat LeBron in the finals, whatever. Actually, LeBron beat them in the finals that year. The next year, KD is going up against LeBron. And the first basket of the game, money, KD scores. And KD goes like this and spreads his arm out wide like, let's go. And what I was saying to Max is I said, in basketball parlance, That's when you saying to a guy, I'm here now.
Yeah.
See, you had me when I had the other crew. But now I got a crew like you do. Now it's me and you in KD's mind. Now it's me and you. And that series, even though LeBron averaged a triple-double with 32 points, triple-double, and he was sensational.
Yeah.
I constantly remind folks, KD averaged 35 on 53% shooting. Brother wasn't playing. And what I'm saying to you is this. I'm partial to offense. I know how great LeBron is. LeBron has a better resume. KD got some work to do to catch LeBron's resume.
Right.
But I'm talking talent. And when I look at the offensive talent of Kevin Durant, and I think about those 38,000 points that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar scored, I look at one guy in this league that if he sat up there and said, you know what, I feel like, I think I'm going to catch this record. If he decide, I just think I'm going to catch this record, he's going to do it. Because he's just that unstoppable. To be the sniper that he is at 6'11" with a 7'6" wingspan, who can finish at the free throw line.
Let me say this real quick because we're going to run out of time. Real quick.
So
I'll put it, what's real barbershop talk? It's basketball and boxing for the most part, right? So let me make this barbershop for a second.
Sure.
LeBron had the undisputed title. There was no dispute to his claim, right?
Yeah.
It's like Tyson Fury when he beat Klitschko. He's the undisputed champ. Then he went away for a while and Anthony Joshua was coming up, right? Now there's a dispute. Whoever you think is champion, there's a dispute at least, right? LeBron, the title has not been taken, but there's a dispute. KD, the way he just played, has a legit dispute, has a legit claim that, hold on, I'm number one, and LeBron's going to have to go out and defend the title again next year. It's up for grabs. He's not the undisputed champ anymore like he was. I thought he outplayed KD in that first series with Golden State and with Cleveland.
I think you're right. Now there is a debate where before there was never a debate.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be interesting next year for both of them, right? Can we finally see LeBron and the Lakers against Brooklyn and the Nets? Because we thought we were going to see that this season. But what has happened this season has been great for basketball. Atlanta Hawks, new teams, new superstars. Now, Trae Young is a superstar, not a star anymore. Devin Booker is a superstar, not a star anymore. So this has been great for the league.
Markets like Milwaukee, a lot of teams we didn't expect.
And then let's give him love because the Greek Freak is a different player than he was the last couple playoffs. He finally understands what he has to do to be effective when they build that wall against him. And Chris Middleton, let's give him love. That guy is real at closing.
We had AD out with the calf. He's still out. And now LeBron, we're hearing maybe a month. High ankle sprains can be very serious. Where's your level of confidence in terms of the team keeping it together with all these injuries and not getting too far behind in the West?
Well, Molly, it's going to be tough because we got a tough schedule, and the West is so good that the problem is you're taking out both of our best two, not only they're superstars, but they're our best two scorers, and they also are best two creators for getting shots for other guys. So that becomes an issue for the team. They will play hard. Coach Vogel is a great coach. The guys will come out and compete, but the problem, the West is just so good. And so we saw that the other night against Phoenix. The Lakers just didn't have enough firepower to beat them. And that's going to be our issue until AD and LeBron comes back. And I hope that they don't penalize LeBron in terms of the MVP. The same thing I hope they don't do for Joe Embiid. These two players have been dominant all season long. And I hope they don't be out too long so that they can, compete for that MVP race as well.
Last year, there was this big-time show on ESPN. It was called Sports Center with Stephen A., Will Bond, and Magic Johnson. That's what it was, a big-time show, okay? And during that show, I saw Irvin Magic Johnson that was never, ever nervous at all about the Lakers last year. He was very confident they were going to win the chip. I don't sense that same level of confidence this year, Magic Johnson. Is it true you're a little bit nervous about this year's team? And if so, specifically, why would that be, sir?
Well, Well, I'm nervous because, when you have, AD and LeBron out with injuries, that is a cause of concern. And then I'm concerned about the middle, too. We are not very good at shot blocking, the things we used to be good at with Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee. We can't close the middle down this year. We don't have that type of length on our team. So I hope that during this trade deadline, or if somebody get bought out, that we can, solve that issue. But it's going to be tough for any team to beat the Lakers if they're healthy 4 times in a playoff series. It's just going to be tough. So I still believe in the Lakers, but the Lakers have competition this year that they didn't have last season. And we looking at the West with Utah, with Denver, the Clippers. I think it's still going to come down to the Clippers and the Lakers for the West. And then I give Milwaukee some credit. That picking up P.J. Tucker from Houston, that trade it's really going to help them in the playoff. And Trevor Ariza going to Miami, that's going to help them too. So let's see what Philly ends up doing in the trade deadline, because Milwaukee is a better team right now. And that fourth quarter small team is going to be a lot better with P.J. Tucker.
Magic, there was some sad news yesterday. So many Lakers greats, you and Kareem, Kobe and Shaq, Wilt, and so many players. And among the greats, the greatest players who ever lived, Elgin Baylor, who passed yesterday. Do you have any thoughts on Elgin?
Well, Max, you know that Elgin was the first Laker and Los Angeles Lakers superstar, right? We know that George Mikan was in Minnesota, but when it comes to Los Angeles, and you think about Showtime, and you think about somebody with the creativity, the hang time, he was actually Michael Jordan before Michael Jordan. He was Dr. J before Dr. J. And let's remember this, Max. This dude scored 60 points in the NBA Finals, and it still holds the record for NBA Finals most points scored in a game. 60 against the Celtics.
Unreal.
And also, Molly, he scored 70 in a regular season game. I mean, when you think about
My goodness.
Hall of Famer and superstar, it's Elgin Baylor, and he's still up under the radar. He should get more notoriety than he's getting, and we want to say rest in peace to this Hall of Famer, and also we're praying for his wife.